How's it going today, guys? Try some water here today, and today we haven't done a truck talk in a long time. So today I want to do this quick truck talk about how buying like a new truck really worth it. Like, is going out and spending $60,000, $70,000, even $80,000 on a new truck really worth it, or is the old truck still worth it? And the years I'm talking about are from 1990s, the early 90s to now. Why this subject's come up is because lately there's been a big divide in the truck community about building a new truck or getting an older truck, restoring it and building it. There's like a line between that, whereas the middle year trucks, like the late 90s, early 2000s, are kind of like a stale year to where not a lot of people are buying them. Like, they're still out and around, but they're not exactly like what everyone's going after, if you get what I mean, unless you want a certain engine or whatever. Me personally, if you've been with the channel long enough to know that I love my K1500, I love the fact that it's a 96, but it has the creature comforts of like a very newer truck. It has even more creature comforts than my mom's 2013 Ford F-150 she drives and pulls her horse trailer with. So the older trucks do have the creature comforts that a newer truck has. The difference is the quality. In the 90s, like my truck, everything's freaking plastic. It rattles sometimes, especially when you're going over a bumpy road. It wears out easier. I got lucky, knock on truck, my seats were not ripped. Most 90-year miles trucks, their seats are ripped. So you gotta worry about that. But also it comes down to price. When I'm looking for a diesel truck as a tow rig, and the price category I'm in, I can only afford between a 90s model and early 2000s model, depending on what it is. These trucks nowadays are outrageously priced. I'm talking like I said before in the beginning of the video, $50, $60, $70, even $80,000 for a new truck. That like the L5P Duramaxes, you can't delete them yet. They don't have tuners out or programmers out for you to delete the DEF and EGR and all that and to tune them. So you spend all that money on a truck that you want to modify and you can't in some aspects. Whereas you buy an older truck like a 90s, early 2000s, you've got a plethora of different modifications you can do to make it yours. And that's what's really cool about the older trucks is, like, if you're a young kid and you just turned 16, like 16, 17, you know, still in high school, my recommendation is get a 90s truck because of the fact that you can work on it. They're a lot easier to work on than the newer trucks. Yes, they still have electronics and stuff on it, but they're not as advanced or as complicated as, say, like a newer style truck. You'll learn a lot about how to work on trucks and how much they cost to repair and stuff. Make sure you do find one, though, that is grandpa owned or like adult owned, never been like abused and stuff. Don't buy some teenager special that's been sunk in a mud hole 20,000 times. That's just my recommendation. I have a horror story when it comes to buying trucks, though. If you want to hear about that, it involves my first truck I've ever owned, the 96 Dodge Ram 1500. If you want to hear a story about my truck or my first truck, leave a comment down below and I might make a video on like what was all about my first truck. It's cool to see because now that technology is getting advanced, a lot of companies are also investing in different parts. They're making parts for older trucks to make them look new, like the lighting. Like, I've got full LED lighting in front of my truck that's like the newer trucks, even though it's a 1996. You can make these act and function like a newer truck very easily. You don't have to suffer with the older style stuff. Like, the original headlights on these trucks are god-awful. On the K1500s, you can't see crap. And then I've got the new LEDs and the clear lenses and all that, and it makes a world of difference. Most of them are plug and play too, so you don't have to like wire them up or anything. But that's what I'm saying. And in the diesel category, if you want an older truck, they've got so many parts for modification. Of the 12-valve Cummins, depending on how deep your pockets are, you can push them past 1,000, 1,500 horse all day long. And on a mechanical 12-valve engine, where you don't have to worry about a computer or anything, you just basically do what you want. The way I can put it. But the awesomeness of older trucks is that now the newer trucks do have their perks. They have a lot more creature comforts. Like, you have the advanced, you know, entertainment system. You got heated and cooled seats now. The Fords, for Pete's sake, have freaking massage seats. Think about that. You can going down the interstate at 80 miles an hour getting a massage. That's freaking crazy. But that's what the newer trucks are really going for. It's all the new features and the creature comforts you can get. Of course, the warranty. When you buy a newer truck, you get a warranty, so if anything goes wrong, you're not paying out of pocket to fix it. And just out of the box, the newer trucks are like unbelievable. Like, one of my buddies was telling me to get his Duramax to where the L5Ps are now, it's $5,000 to get it to that level where you can go out to a showroom and buy a truck like that. Now, and also the newer trucks don't have as many issues with the body. They don't have as many rust problems like the older trucks do. I know I got extremely lucky, again, knock on truck, that my truck was a grandpa owned, always been garage kept, never been out in like the weather technically. And even since I daily drive it and I have to take it out in the weather, I always clean it, always make sure it's not gunk stuck up anywhere. The newer trucks have a lot better like resistance against natural grime and grit from the road. And that's where you really get your benefits are. And then plus the engine, like the older trucks, like the Dodges especially, I'm going to use Dodge as an example. It's not just Dodge, Ford, and Chevy have their own issues in the older trucks. But Dodge had bad transmission issues. And the newer trucks have mostly worked it out. Now, you still get the occasional like transmission going out when you turn them up. But the Dodge transmissions were notorious for just going out, period. But the one thing I do wish they would come back out with is the manual transmissions in the 2500s. That would be awesome. They're getting away from that. I think Ram might still do it. I'm not sure 100%. If they do, it's great. If they don't, I don't know. But anyways, those are just kind of my thoughts on the newer generation of trucks. To kind of recap, the older ones, you got a plethora of mods you can do to them. You can make them like new and all that stuff. But they also have issues with like parts going bad and bodies going bad and stuff, whereas the newer trucks, they don't have that many. There's some things you can't do to them just yet because they haven't been able to modify them like that yet, but you got warranties, you've got newer parts for them, you've got different stuff, like different parts that only fit on those trucks and you can't buy for the older trucks. So comment down below what you think of, like, what's your preference. Do you like newer trucks, do you like older trucks, and why? Let's start a conversation about this. Also comment down below if you want to see a video of me talking about my my very first truck I've owned. It's a very interesting story about that truck. A lot of like happiness and sadness involving that. But just comment down below. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. All of you, have a great day, and remember, never give up on your dreams.